I think that's why I gravitated so much towards Bose, because she was so real. I didn't feel I had to question it, ever.
Good.
Dirty revenge is best served cold, and the return of the Fox Force 5 in its faker form came with no refunds as they swiftly took down Garcelle at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 14 Reunion Part 1. For starters, the way Kyle paid dust to Garcelle when Garcelle gave her a compliment. One more thing, I hate how they had to unleash their wrath on her when she looked the most sickening I've seen her at the reunions. That was foul, and her ousting has to be one of the coldest blindsides in RHOBH history, right up there with Lisa Rinna and Brandy Glanville. The girls came ready, locked and loaded, applying so much pressure that Garcelle ultimately folded in the most stunning fashion. Bose is coming under fire for doing way too much there, aligning herself with Dorit, Kyle and Erika in what can only be described as a parallel government operation. The corporate heavyweight just got here but has already positioned herself as their unofficial spokesperson. Why is she passionately interrogating Garcelle about matters that began long way before she got here? Cool. When she started reprimanding Garcelle about the peddling of false narrative around the house break-in, she went as far as to re-emphasize the serious nature of Garcelle's allegations in the changing rooms during the ad break. And it was like, yo, we get it. Chill. And now there's a whole divide about her siding with these girls to pile on Garcelle. On the other hand, what's her end game? We would hate to think she's doing all of this to endear herself to the incumbents as a power move to secure her position in the group. After all, this woman is a corporate heavyweight, having been a boss at the world's biggest tech giants. You won't fool her. She understands the art of war. Bose is smart, and maybe she does not owe anyone blind loyalty. By her own admission, she did watch the show before coming on board and has gone ahead to exercise her prerogative to assess the dynamics and align herself with those she vibes with. Can't knock that hustle. With that said, the optics betrayed her a little bit here, and I'll get into that, but hey, Erika Jayne's audacity to call Garcelle uninteresting when her own downfall remains a criminal scandal with way too many unanswered questions.
Honestly, do you know something?
No, I wish you were more interesting, I guess.
Oh, damn.
What?
Well, that's a shitty thing to say, Erika.
I don't know.
That's a shitty thing to say.
So, Erika feels that Garcelle has fallen flat recently, bringing very little nuance in the stories she shares on the show. Garcelle was called out for pretty much hiding her dating life on the show. And if you were reading between the lines, Erika was really saying that Garcelle is fake. I'm sorry, that's what I understood from that. Well, that's crazy to me because Erika Jayne has been the weakest link for 2 back-to-back seasons now and has not been able to deliver on the promise of wealth, opulence, drama, and well, marriage. And I'm not even saying she should get thrown out. I honestly really love Erika's redemption arc. I admire her vulnerability on the show. I love watching her build back from the ashes. I just don't think she's the right person to assess who and who isn't interesting on the show in the same way Kim could to Courtney, you know?
The least exciting to look at. So
I do want to discuss whether she had a point about why should I, Dorit and Kyle, literally put all the mess of our lives and share with the audience our real highs and lows, including messy divorces, financial troubles, and legal drama. And you, Garcelle, get to thrive unscathed by any of it. I think that's what the girls are taking issue with here.
You're angry at your life.
Oh.
We are splashed all over the papers with ruined reputations, but I mean, Garcelle would have to stage an entire heist to match that energy though.
What?
Messy.
That's messy?
Yes.
Now, I want to bring up this interview with Erika and Bose on Watch What Happens Live, where they reacted to Garcelle's departure. Erika was talking about inside jokes, which not only rubbed me some type of way, but also suggests that they've been talking about this possibility amongst themselves in a group chat where Garcelle is not invited. Ooh, that mean energy.
You have no thoughts on it? Neither of you?
Erika, say something.
You say something. You say something.
Look, I mean, look.
Won't he do it?
Ooh,
And that's an inside joke.
Okay.
Won't he do it? Won't he do what? Don't drag him into this mess. As for Bose, do you know that you'll be next here? I'm not even reaching. She's genuinely setting herself up. And also, I don't know, man, again, with the optics, you let them roast the sister and you put the final daggers in that takedown. We know now that Garcelle has officially left the show after 5 years, announcing her departure just days ahead of the reunion.
I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. It's been a wild ride. I mean, some amazing things have happened, and some hard things have also happened, but it's been a ride nevertheless. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is my family, my boys. Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that. And Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be a part of that too. And secondly, I have the most exciting projects that I am developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon. I just want to say thank you to Andy Cohen, to Bravo, NBC Universal, Evolution, 32 Flavors, the producers, the crew, and of course the ladies. Andy Cohen says I can come back anytime. The door will always be open. So you never know. I might pop back in sometime. To the fans, I want to say thank you so much. You guys have cheered me on, supported me, and sometimes even fought for me or on my behalf. It means a lot. And I hope you guys will continue on this journey with me. It's not goodbye, it's see you later.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how the show will be playing out without her. Certain will have to navigate the show without her confidant, and I don't think endearing herself to Kyle will ever work. Which is fine, because at the reunion, she sat there in dead silence as the girls read Garcelle for filth. The season 14 reunion kicked off with fireworks, and if you thought Garcelle Beauvais was going to slide through unscathed this time, think again. The fan favorite found herself in the hot seat, facing a brutal takedown from her castmates, and what can only be described as a parallel government takedown. It was totally planned, and shortly after the ambush, Garcelle shared with the Glam squad that she didn't know that her day had finally come. And her exit announcement just before the airing of the reunion now makes a whole lot more sense. The writing was on the wall, but the reunion confirmed it. This wasn't just a decision to move on to new opportunities. It was survival. After what went down on part 1 of the reunion, the next season would have been intense for Garcelle. Oh, don't get it twisted. This was the foundation of her being a target next season, and to be quite fair, it happens to all the girls. Now, some are saying she chickened out in her first real roast when heavyweights like Kenya Moore, by comparison, really built their unshakable fan bases by taking on the entire cast if it meant surviving. Garcelle, though, read the writing on the wall and saw that now the girls want my dirty laundry to join theirs. Nah, I'll pass. See, let's break it all the way down, because the drama is trickier than PK's finances. Dorit Kemsley came in heated, ready to scorch Garcelle over the comments she made about Dorit's infamous home invasion. Now, let's rewind. Last season at the reunion, Garcelle raised an eyebrow at some of the odd details around the robbery.
Garcelle had some questions of her own, particularly about your jewelry. Paul Stan once said that was a nasty comment from Garcelle to imply Dorit's robbery was fake.
The only time I noticed jewelry is when, after the robbery, Dorit still had hers.
At this season, she took it a step further, telling Sutton that while she personally did not believe that Dorit was involved in any foul play, she did think that someone was. Now, baby, let's be real. When you say someone in a conversation about a woman's husband, you're setting the internet ablaze. And that's exactly what happened. Fans on social media started speculating that Dorit and PK's whole situation was giving insurance fraud realness. And while the conspiracy had no real, credible evidence to back it up, the damage was already done. The whispers turned into full-blown chatter, and PK, who's already in the trenches dealing with legal woes and a crumbling marriage, was now being painted as a mastermind behind an insurance scam. Dorit is livid. At the reunion, she blasted Garcelle, calling her out for spreading a baseless, damaging narrative about her family. How dare you sit there and suggest my husband would put me and our children in harm's way? Do you know how dangerous that is? Dorit really snapped, her voice shaking with rage. The audience was gagged. Garcelle tried to defend herself, insisting that she never outright accused PK of anything, but Dorit wasn't hearing it at this point. And then, because what's a Housewives reunion without a tag team situation? Bose joined in, doubling down on how irresponsible and reckless the rumors were. Now, Bose is really not shy about getting in the mix, clearly. She made it clear that she wasn't here for Garcelle's little side-eye commentary about people's personal tragedies. Within minutes, it became clear that this was not going to be a smooth reunion for Miss Beauvais. Bose also trashed Garcelle for suggesting that she was being used by Dorit. That's insulting. She has a mind of her own.
That's insulting to me.
Yeah.
I was like, if you
think for 1 second that there was something she could say to me which would influence my opinion of you, then that means you don't think very much of yourself. That's what I interpreted.
And then came Kyle, who, let's be honest, has her own mess to deal with this season. But if there's one thing Kyle is gonna do, it's to deflect. Kyle wasted no time accusing Garcelle and Sutton of being mean girls. Now, given that she spent a better half of the season dodging questions about her very close friendship with country singer Morgan Wade, this accusation felt rich. It also felt like a tactic to shush the girls about. Morgan is still off the table for those of you whose mess has not been dealt with as publicly as mine, meaning Garcelle. See, Garcelle has been praised by fans for bringing an air of class and maturity to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But was it to her own detriment? Erika was basically saying, yeah, you're poised, you're put together, but are you interesting? And listen, reality TV thrives on mess. If you are not bringing enough chaos on the table, you become disposable. Was that ultimately what sealed Garcelle's fate? By the time the dust settled, Garcelle was visibly rattled. And for the first time in a long time, it felt like the cast had successfully pushed her into a corner. The energy in the room made it very clear that Garcelle wasn't leaving just to pursue other opportunities. This was an exit by fire. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills are clearly not for the faint of heart, and whether Garcelle jumped or she was pushed, one thing is clear: the women were ready to see her go. Now, what does this mean for the future of the show? Will Sutton be the next in the hot seat? Comment down below, like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching until the end. Until next time, bye.